Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing in the chat? I have to look that way so you can't see the reflection. Okay, let's give uh, let's give you a few seconds to hear me out and tell me where you're joining from this time. Let's see if we have any new challenge buddies joining. And I also want to let's actually do this so that I can I can stop looking that way. Um, let's see. I want to share um, the winners for actually the winner for this giveaway, this week's giveaway. Um, let me see. Okay, I can see a comment. Florida. Hi, Gina. How are you doing? Susan, New York State. We're in the same state. Okay, let's just do this. I'm going to share with you. Uh, let's see. Let's see if we can make this there. Actually, it looks weird without me. I wanna see my reaction. Okay. So as you can see, there are a few names that are there multiple times. I want to basically what I did was everyone participated in the challenge, in the giveaway, and people that posted some stuff, posted some process, got more entries. So basically we have participation according to the leaderboard, in terms of likes. That's not like something to be intimidated by the way. It's like, I think Better Mode is the platform that I use for the community space, just sorts it out through likes, people people that comment, people that post, and then according to that I see who participated, and also I see what you posted, which, by the way, I've been loving seeing your process. I love how more people started joining, and showing us what they're doing, even if it's like a tiny bit, a fast sketch. I know that all of us are. I love the term that Ruth used. Lifing. Life is lifing. That's very relatable. Anyway, let's just do this. Let's see. I'm gonna. Oh wow. Okay. That's a bit dizzying. I had no idea. Okay. Let's see. Susan, you won. I love that you're here to see this. That's awesome. Congratulations. You won a postcard and a sticker sheet with my designs from the challenge, basically. So congratulations. I just want to check if, let's take this out of here for a moment. Let's see. I'm going to bring in, oops. Let's do this there. I want to check if everything looks fine for you. I've been I've been getting better. I think I'm crossing my fingers at this setup. Anyway, sorry about the my brain. Oh my god. About the giveaway. I'm going to reach out to you, Susan, tomorrow. I'm going to send you an email, and we're going to get all the details sorted for me, sending you the postcard and the sticker sheet. I want to see if you see fine, if you hear fine. There have been some upgrades. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. No, because you're participating, and so I think that's fair. That's only fair. I mean, I think that a lot of more people are going to join in. But before I talk more about that, let's actually get started. Okay. So you should have found this if you entered the goodies this week. You should have found this, or you should see this actually in the challenge hub. It's the template for our little ghost that we're gonna be drawing today, and the sky and the background. That's all I'm giving you. And the bike brush. Everything else we're gonna have to do here. I think there are also like a couple of brushes, sorry, from the first week. I think with like some flowers. So if you don't have them, the color palette is. By the way, I found out this. You can actually set a palette as the default. This is pretty embarrassing for a person that has been using Procreate for like 7 years or more. So I just wanted to let you know that you can set your palette as the default, so that, because if I do this, right, and I have my color palette here, the one that I'm going to use, every time that I go back, it's going to disappear like the first. So I have to keep doing this. I watched my video last week and I was like, why do I keep doing that? No, you have to set it as default. So that's a tip in case anyone wants to know. Pretty basic, but hey. Okay, so let's actually combine these. And I'm going to lock them. And I'm going to create a new layer on top. So we're going to get started. Oh, I wanted to say, let's see, the background color, if you don't have the color palette, is EF9371. So let's just get started. Let's create a new layer on top of everything. We're gonna get, as usual, I'm gonna get my dry ink brush that I believe I always forget. Oh, under inking, you can find in Procreate. I always have it in my recent brushes. And what I'm gonna do is, for now, I'm gonna hide the ghost. So let's see. Actually, let's see if it will. Oh yeah, I can do that while locked. That's pretty cool. Okay, so this is pretty repetitive, but we're gonna do it once more. I promise it's gonna be pretty fast because all of you know this by now. I'm gonna, let me see 1 second. I'm gonna use, it's not really black, is it? Well, let's use the black one. I was gonna say I have another one from palette number 1 that's a bit not too dark. But let's see how it goes. As I always say, I encourage you to do this again. Sorry, 1 second. I'm going to actually reduce the opacity for this so that we can see what we're doing. We're gonna lock it. Okay. I always encourage you to do this again. And you can also do any other shape that you want. It doesn't have to be exactly what I gave you. Okay. I also wanted to talk to you about things that you can do if, say, one of the prompts seems, because, for example, like the call from the catacombs, I love that. That's very visual, right? And I would love to create so many things. When I read that prompt, I'm like, I want to create everything. I want to make an illustration that will take 4 hours or something. And given that we're doing a challenge, I mean, it would be fun, and you can totally do it if you choose the the schedule that I suggested for like the more laid back schedule, that's only 5 illustrations, you can totally do that. But let's see, we're gonna take this and drop it here. And I'm gonna duplicate it a couple of times and pinch and merge so that there's no weird texture going on. Okay, I'm gonna hide this and I'm gonna bring my ghost. I don't know why I did this. It was completely unnecessary. let's just forget about the first steps with the locking of those layers. Anyway, and I'm going to create a new layer on top of this. What we can do is actually lock this layer there. Okay. I'm going to go back to what I was saying, I promise. Let's get the white color and we're going to create our little ghost. So, oh no, you're going to see the reflection. I'm going to hide this for a moment. Let me go back. Where was I? I was saying, oh, if you want to create an illustration that's very complex because of the prompt, what you can do actually is take like a moment, and I'm going to show you this now so that we can, let's see if I can show you right here. Can you see? Kind of. Maybe this is better. There, that's what I want to show you. Okay, so that one, this sketch right here, is what I decided to do for that prompt. Call from the catacombs. Yes, thank you. I'm going to catch up with the chat in a moment. So instead of, drawing for 4 hours, what I decided to do was I'm going to pay attention to the phone. I'm going to look up a phone, like a vintage phone, because I love, who doesn't love everything that's vintage? It has a lot more detail to get inspired. And you see, like here, I made something very fast. It was like, okay, I want a phone and I want the master skeleton or whatever to be getting the phone. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to actually get inspiration for this vintage phone that could be part of that space where this guy is. And I'm just going to create the hand and the little like robe thing. That's it. And so even though I'm going to spend a little bit more time on the phone itself, because I like the detail, the other stuff from like in the illustration doesn't take too long. And so that was just like something that I wanted to say, because Ruth in the community space also shared something with us. That was just the moon. But that moon, to me, communicated so much. That full moon with like, it was very eerie because it had like the perfect clouds, and it tells like a whole story. And it probably didn't take too long because, as she said, she was like very busy. But to me, that communicates a lot. So just throwing it out there, because I know that a lot of people are a bit intimidated by all the prompts that we have to be working on if you want to follow the all-in schedule. Anyway, let's create this ghost. What did I do here? Clear. Okay. Actually, you know what? We're gonna bring in, because it's like, why is it in that position, right? Because it's riding a bike. So I'm gonna bring in the bike so that we can actually visualize what we're doing. For now, I can make it white, or maybe let's make it off-white. You see, set as default there. so that it won't be the same as the ghost. I'm going to create a new layer, and let's make it as big as possible. And we're going to try with the transform tool, we're going to try to, that may be a bit too big. We're going to try to put it where it seems to fit. 1 second. There. I think that's okay. Maybe a bit smaller. I think that's fine. Over there seems to be fine. We're going to adjust it later on, but and I'm going to bring the ghost up, and the layer where I started drawing the ghost up. Let's see. And we can adjust. Yeah, that seems to be still like a bit too big. Well, anyway. So let's go back to white. And let's draw this ghost. Oops. You see, like, I forgot to go back to my dry ink brush. Got another bike there. Okay. So maybe some of you want to create later on or now a different, instead of a ghost, right? Like some of you have your own characters. So I'm sure that if you want to use this bike brush, you can create something different to bring into your story, into your challenge story. All right. We're not going to spend too much time on those lines right there because we're going to make them after we create this first outline. Okay. I haven't been able to catch up with the chat, but let me know if you haven't talked about this yet. How are you doing with this week's prompts? Have you been able to think about something? Have you found them inspiring? Are you stuck with any one of them, or maybe you haven't started yet, and that's totally fine. I can't believe it's week 3 of the challenge. That is so weird. It seems like, I don't know, when I decided to do this, I was like, wow, it's a long time until we get there, but no, we're already on week 3. I'm going to triplicate this. And I do that because I always say this, but just in case someone is joining in, so that there's no weird texture between the edges. If we have an opportunity, I'm also going to touch on the recoloring tool that's available in Procreate. Some of you may know already, I'm sure, but a lot of people are also beginners. Let's see. We're going to bring the ghost up and create a new layer so that we can take care of those details. Let me read the chat. Okay. Yes. Okay. I'm going to take a moment in a little bit to answer. Okay, so in the new layer, we're going to, I'm not sure why this is all the way to the right here, but if you want to keep it closer to your other colors, you can bring it there. This gray, if not, it's just a light gray. And I'm going to go over these details so that I have an idea for later when we're polishing everything up. Let's see. It's basically the lines that when I get rid of my template, I'm not going to be able to see. Okay, that's good. Okay, I don't need our templates anymore. Can I bring this back, or are you gonna, let's see. Yeah. Let's bring it back later. Okay, we're gonna, what should I do first? I don't know if I should do the bike or the ghost. Maybe the bike. Let's give it a bit of suspense. Okay, I want to make my bike a bit like colorful. So I decided to use this color here. I'm going to go to the bike layer and I'm going to create the alpha lock. You can tap there or do the swipe with two fingers thing. And I'm going to start painting like this so that it stays within the space that I want and it doesn't go anywhere else. And I'm going to add some detail here. Honestly, my goal today is to be able to stay within the promised time frame, if you will. But you know, I'm not great at that. we're gonna see what happens. Because you know, if I get a bit chatty or if I start I would love to see the chat. It's like it's so hard. It's like I wish I had a chat here in Procreate. The ghost could be reading me the chat. um okay, let's add some detail there. And maybe let's see, what did we do here? I want to see a bit of this, of the handle, but I'm going to hide the ghost for a moment. And we're going to paint it now and then see what we get rid of. Okay, that's good enough for me. I can also add some detail here. And then I'm going to get this color and add a little bit of a circle here. I mean, this is not like a very realistic bike, but it gives you the idea of a bike. It doesn't even have the seat. But we don't need it. Okay, and let's see, what color can we use? I'm gonna actually grab this orange. No, that's probably the same orange as the background. I'm gonna grab this orange. That's why today in my email I said grab everything, every goodie that I gave you, because I may, you know, I always just use stuff from other weeks. Okay, that looks like way darker on screen than it is, or way more saturated, but let's see if I can make it a bit lighter. Yeah, that's better. I tend to like very pastel colors, but I used to have, like, if you go like way down on my Instagram feed, I used to have very like colors that gave a lot of contrast. But then I decided to go like a bit more pastel. I don't know why. It tends to go with like cuter illustrations better. Okay, we're gonna use the darker one for like to create a sort of the inner part of this. Let me see here. I'm not sure why that keeps changing. I'll figure it out next time. I think it's when I use something. Oh yeah, when I use a color from a different one, then yeah, it changes. I thought that it would stay. It's like, let me lock that palette. No, it won't allow me to. Um, this is what I want. There we go. It's a darker color. And what we're going to do is let's create like a bit of like an effect of depth. Okay, what else do we have here? That's it for the bike. Let's work a little bit on the ghost. And then we're going to take care of the sky. Okay, the ghost. I want to start with the scarf. We're going to make the scarf on top of everything else. Is this layer empty? Yes. If you don't have a new layer, let's create a new one. And I'm going to make it the same color as, let's see. I'm going to bring this color into this palette so that it doesn't keep disappearing on me. The same as the basket. This is just a scarf. So we're going to do something like this. I don't know. I was going to say if days are not chilly yet, but nights are. I'm sure that Susan agrees. But probably not Gina. Gina, you're very lucky. I'm jealous. But nights are starting to get a bit chilly over here, so we would need a scarf to go out on this like special nocturnal delivery. That's the the prompt for this illustration. And it's a bit, let's see, it's a bit windy, so I'm trying to see if you can actually, it would be a good idea to bring the sky back for this, even if you can't see a bit of my reflection, because I wanted to be able to see what I'm doing. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay, that I'm sorry. I have to highlight this. I'm so jealous. I love warm weather so much. I actually like, I do better with Celsius, but I know that that's warm. I know that that's warm. I don't even know what the temperature is here, but in general, I don't want to know. I prefer to, not think about it too much. Okay. I'm going to actually create a bit of a wavy. Let me do something. I'm going to do that. I like that better. I'm going to do a wavy thing here. Let's see. To give it a bit of a, yeah. And we're just going to add the typical details a scarf has. I wanted to talk to you about a few more things. Oh, right. Well, I do this, and I wanted to talk a bit about, I didn't bring my list. I forgot about my list, but I wanted to talk about all the countries that are technically involved in the challenge. behind the scenes because I think it's really cool that I'm gonna erase, by the way, a few lines so that later when I bring back the sky, you can see they're gonna be a bit dark so that we can kind of have different parts of our scarf. And I'm gonna grab this color to make a few lines and a few dots. We're gonna turn this into alpha lock so that we don't go anywhere that we don't want to. That may be, let's see, I like that color better. Okay. So there are people from like a lot of places in the challenge. I was surprised. I was like, wow. For example, I saw someone from France joining in today. We have people from Italy. We have people from Russia. I'm trying to go by memory here because I forgot to bring my list. I actually wanted to like read the whole list of countries because I thought that would be so cool if we all could share our sketches and ideas and get feedback from all these places. Because I mean, how many different ideas we could like for the same prompt, we can probably think of so many different ideas. That's what I love. I love seeing when people interpret something in a different way than what I had originally intended. To me, that's the most fun part of a challenge. And that's also why I don't like giving you prompts. I know that it's easier, but I don't like giving you prompts like mushroom or ghost. um, I I know you can add your own unique twist to it, but I prefer when prompts are slightly a bit more involved, and then other ideas can come to your mind that I had never thought of. Like I was talking, we were talking about last week. Okay, enough with the scarf. Let's move on to the face of this guy. I'm gonna create a new layer, get black, and he's looking that way. He's looking ahead. So what I'm gonna do is this is just to guide myself. I'm going to create a line there and another one here for the eyes. Okay, I'm gonna reduce the opacity and create a new layer on top. And then right here, I'm going to add the eyes. This one could be way to the side. And a little mouth. And let's see, sparkle. We're gonna add the typical sparkle. Okay, we're gonna get rid of those lines. And I don't know if it's because I know this or because it looks like that, but this guy to me looks like he needs glasses. Like I know that that's the step that's coming next, but if you see him, isn't it like, you know, those people that would, when they wear glasses, you're like, oh, it's you. Like I know you, and then when they take them off, it's like, who are you? I feel like this is that ghost has that feature. Anyway. Okay, we're gonna get the same color as the uh, yeah, I would like to give him sunglasses. uh mine my illustration is nocturnal, unfortunately. I would be giving him a problem, I think. But that's a nice, that's for another illustration that would be really cool. We're gonna create with the scarf color the sunglasses in a new layer. Let's make them, did I say sunglasses? I don't know what I'm saying. The glasses. Let's see. Let's make them super big. And actually, if you want, let's duplicate this layer, move it, and we're gonna merge them and then create a little bit of a leg. I don't know, I'm terrible at terms, as you know. I don't use glasses yet. I do use sunglasses, as you can see, every every time that I come on here. Okay, I think that looks good. Then we're gonna move on to the hat. New layer. I'm gonna get that color that's the same as the one from the bike. And we're gonna create a little hat. Was it, I think special nocturnal delivery was week 2. The prompts from week 2. Did anyone here or on the replay work on it? If you're on the replay, by the way, leave me some comments so that I can see that you're there, because someone did it the other day. I appreciate that. I really, actually, let me do this. That is true. Hey, you caught me. The other day, someone left a comment in one of the replays, and I was so happy to see that, because it's like, nice, you're there, even if you couldn't come live, like my challenge buddies here that I really appreciate. That they're always here with me. Even if you're watching this later on, you know, you can tell me what's going on. You can tell me if you are working on your prompts. I'm gonna grab this color right here to make a bit of a detail. So we're gonna turn this into alpha lock. Anyway, I would appreciate that. I love the chat. I love these comments. I told you I would be getting better at highlighting them. I'm trying. But it is a lot of fun. Okay, what else do we have for the little ghost? The little ghost is wearing a bag to take his special nocturnal delivery, and also has a little parcel. So let's create a new layer and work on that. We're gonna grab this, maybe this color right here. This one is pretty easy because you don't need to show the whole thing. So let's just assume that that's going around. And we're gonna create a very, very simple bag. Okay. I was talking about countries and then I completely went on a different, I completely forgot to mention the rest. Countries involved in the challenge. What else do we have? We have a lot of countries. We have people from Argentina. I would appreciate if people from Argentina would be turning up here and letting me know, hey, because I mean, come on, that's only 1 hour ahead. That's not too late. As I was saying in the other day, I may be going on, coming, having another live workshop next week a little bit earlier, and maybe trying Thursday. I know that a lot of people preferred Thursday. Something came up for me. I'm not just like randomly doing this, but I want to see if that, also like makes it easier for the other challenge buddies, just to give it just to test it out. But I'm going to obviously let you know officially on Monday. We have a lot of countries in the Americas. We have a lot of countries in Europe. And I don't know. I think that maybe like some people, maybe if I come on at 5 p.m., I think was the other time, that will help a little bit. I don't know. They still need to be night owls. So we'll see what happens. Okay, we can do the parcel next on a new layer. We're gonna I'm gonna get this color. It can also be a very simple shape. And I'm gonna add on top another layer, and with pink, I think pink, we can create some details. This is a bit like, it vibrates a little bit, these colors. Okay. It's gonna get better when I actually bring the sky into the picture. Okay. And what are we missing? Oh, we need to carry something in that basket. Let's give it a couple of flowers. We can use the ones from week 1. I think it's these guys. Daisy group 2, or from Harvest. We also have nice florals. Let's see. Okay, that's too big. That's too small. Okay. I'm gonna make them, maybe we can make them purple to switch it up a bit. And we're gonna take care of them in a moment, but let me combine them, bring them up a bit, and then just get rid of, I don't know what I'm doing with them yet, so I'm gonna leave them in different layers and get rid of these things so that it looks like they're inside the basket. Okay, let's bring that sky. And that background, for that matter. Okay. Maybe I'll change those flowers later, but let's first take care of that sky. So, well, if you've seen my workshops before, I've done this a million times. So let's create a new layer on top. we're going to actually bring it down right above the sky. And we're going to create a clipping mask with white. I'm going to give this guy some, not with that brush. Okay, some clouds. If we deactivate the clipping mask, we can first see what we're doing. Because if not, we're not going to be able to see where the shape ends. And I want these shapes to obviously go out, but then be cut off by the shape of the sky. This is also like, I do this a lot because it saves a lot of time. Instead of like having to create, as I was saying before, instead of having to create a whole illustration with a very busy sky that would take forever, I can just give you like an idea, a hint of the sky that's where this guy is taking his special delivery. Okay. And then I'm going to have, let's now create the clipping mask. And then I'm going to have another layer on top without a mask. And I'm going to have a little cloud floating here. Yeah. Let me see. Okay. Now we need a moon. I'm going to do this behind the clouds. So I'm going to create a layer on top of this, and it would automatically become a clipping mask because it's between a clipping mask and the sky. So let's get yellow. Actually, I have it in this new palette. There's going to be a big moon. The other day I saw a really, I don't know if it was a full moon, but it was like a very noticeable moon that you could see through the trees. I love when they're like orange. It's really cool. I want it there. And a couple of bats. I'm going to create a new layer on top. And these I have to make definitely, yes, definitely like in front of the moon so you can see them. I mean, this is like very, it's very simple what I'm doing. You can do it like this. A circle, and then let's start from scratch. A circle, and then a couple of lines like that. And then with a very small brush, I'm gonna do that to make sure we know it's a bat. All right. There we go. And we can duplicate this, bring it here, flip it, and maybe rotate it and make it smaller so that it looks like it's a bit farther away. Okay, what else do we have to do here? We have some stars, of course. Let's make them just like as simple circles. We're doing pretty good on time. I may be able to finish this and then read. I really want to read the chat. I really do. but I also don't want to be silent for too long. So that, people watching the replay are not like, what's going on now? I think that you can actually see the chat during the replay, but I'm not 100% sure if I activated it. There's like a lot of things to keep in mind for a live stream. And it's, one wouldn't think that so much happens behind the scenes. Let's see. On top of this cloud, we're going to create a new layer, and we're going to do the typical details that I do. I love how these like come out for different people. It's like the other day, I think, I don't know if, I think it was Ruth that decided to create like some lines for the flying leaves, and instead of like doing this, like the lines were more to the side, and it looked like a really cool detail that had to do with the path of the flying leaves more than anything else. I really like that. I'm gonna create a new layer on top of the bike so that I can actually create something. It's not gonna be too noticeable, I think, on the screen, but so that the line looks like it's above the bike. All right. And then some dots as usual, like near, let's see, near those lines here and there. Oh, and of course, the ground. I don't like those flowers. I don't know. I want to make them pink instead. Okay, and I want to add a few details here and there so that, let's see, some of them can be this off-white color. Okay. And some details in the middle. Okay. And now let's create the ground, and then I want to see the chat. I'm not sure. Let's see where this line came from. It must have been, oh, I see it. Could be a shooting star. Okay. Let's the ground, and then we can add some details. I'm going to add some details like without talking so that I can actually read what you're saying. Let's do it. On the very bottom, we're gonna, I did this like very rough, like it doesn't have to be, let's see. I'm gonna grab this color, and with a bigger brush, just do that to give an idea of a ground. There is, by the way, I don't know if you know about this, but if you would like to submit your illustrations somewhere after the challenge, I think this is in the beginning of November. There is this art, what is it, fair, I want to say, that with this, by the way, lighter color, I'm going to add a few details here, called Bologna Art Fair. I'm I love that I'm saying the name and it's like you don't know what the name is, but great. if you Google Bologna Art Fair, it's gonna come up. That's like a contest that's for illustrators, for artists. um I have tried to submit my illustrations in the past, but if you have like a lot of illustrations, I'm saying it's something to consider, because I don't think it's too expensive. I don't remember what the price is, but anyway, it's really cool if you get selected. This is not like a sponsored thing, by the way. I have this idea. I want to submit my illustrations this year, and so if you just like have illustrations and would like to be in an art fair, if you get selected, I think you get the tickets to go for free. Obviously, like not to fly there, but the art fair tickets. Anyway, just a thing to think about. Um, I'm gonna get this one. Let's see. On top of the ground, I'm just going to add a couple of details with my brushes there, and maybe this one over here. Okay. I think we may be done with the illustration at the hour mark. Is that true? That is crazy to me. Um, I'm gonna just spend some time on this, and I'm going to try to read um, how you draw. I really don't know how you draw and talk and respond to chat all at once. I try. I'm gonna get better at it. It's gonna happen. It just takes practice, like everything else. Um, let's see. With this like texture brush, I'm gonna add a few details here and there. Okay. I just wanted to take a quick look to see if you said something about the prompts, or about something that if you got stuck somewhere, that's something that I could actually help with to take advantage of this time. Yeah, you see, it's like I need like another hand to like keep going here. Okay, I need to back up some of. I'm just gonna read it out loud. I need to back up some of my more recent files. Oh, you have to update. Yes. Oh my god, I was going to talk about this. Thank you for bringing this up. So, I I wanted to talk about uh someone brought up this in the community space. They said that they don't title their files, or everything says untitled, because it's so easy to create something, close it in Procreate, and then it's like untitled file, and they all called the same. And that happens to me all the time. And when I was trying to back up my files recently, because I wanted to show you what I'm doing, and for this to not take 3 years to open, I was like, I'm gonna do a backup. And then I was trying to send some files. I know that you can do it like way better than this, but I tend to be afraid of things just getting lost, so I do a lot of things very manually. And I was trying to send to myself a lot of files, and they were all called untitled. So I was like, okay, that's going to be insane to go through. That's not great. So yeah, it's a good habit to have to title your files as you're going. As I said, I only do it for the challenge, because I have to send you goodies, and you're not gonna get something that says untitled. That wouldn't be that would be very confusing. Um, so yeah, let's see. I'm going to add some details to the bike, and then that'll be it, so that I can keep my word. Yeah, as I was saying before, I think the screen shows these colors like a lot more saturated than they are. But at least you can see what I'm doing, and you can play around with the palette that you would like to apply to your own illustrations. And one last thing that I wanted to say also was, my dad told me this the other day when we were talking about the challenge. He was like, "Why don't you say that it would be cool to name your characters?" I'm pretty sure that you have named them. I think Gina probably has her, like, her witch and her pet dragon have a name. And it would be a cool thing to do, to name all of your characters so that you can bring them back to your illustrations. And also, a lot of people do this. I saw from you, I mean, um, sign your illustration. I tend to forget. My mom would always tell me, sign your illustrations, put Florifama there. It's just like a nice thing to do, to remember, for people to, when they see it somewhere, they know you made it. I know that that can get cut off or whatever, but it's just like a nice thing to sign them, I think. Okay, well, that is our illustration for the day. I think I have mentioned everything that I wanted to mention. I'll be sending the replay tomorrow. Remember to subscribe. I have to say this. I know that it sounds like a bit, cringe, but I have to say it because it's so helpful. It's so helpful for YouTube to subscribe, like the video, do the turn on the notifications to know. I know that we are in touch in the community space, but just in case, to be notified when I'm coming on and all the things. So I'll send you the replay tomorrow. It takes a couple of days to process still, but I can send it. You can actually watch it after this, and I will send it to you tomorrow just in case. And I hope that we keep hanging out in the community space. I want to keep seeing how all these different prompts come to life. And thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for coming. I know that you're all busy, and it really means a lot that you're here. So I'll see you next time, and I'll be sending you when I'm actually coming back. It may be next Thursday, but I'm going to let you know in my emails. So see you next time. And thank you so much again for being here.